Hello and welcome to Leveling a Paladin from 70 to 75. At the beginning I cast Blessing of Might on myself and Seal of Insight on myself. And I'll show you what gear I have. As you can see, it's crap gear, but the important thing is to make sure you have a titanium shield spike that will vastly increase the speed at which you kill stuff. Cobalt War Axe, not very useful. Also make sure you have your Retribution aura up because that's going to be important as well. The whole point of this is to grab as many mobs as you can handle without dying. If you're going through the proper attack rotation, using a 3-9-3 basic rotation, and Word of Glory as your Holy Power dump, you see there, Holy Power procs. Every time I have 3 Holy Power, the big yellow cross will be in the center top of my screen, and at which point the next move I will do will be my Word of Glory, and I will heal back up. Have to be careful for lag, because lag sometimes will cause you to die if you don't get your Word of Glory off. And also, as you're going around grabbing targets, make sure that you are targeting the closest mob, or else your attacks will not be hitting and you won't be acquiring Holy Power. Here you'll see I almost die, but right at the end I'll get my 3rd Holy Power and Word of Glory will fill me back to full. And that's really the key, is grabbing mobs, making sure you're hitting them to get your Holy Power up, and then once you get your Holy Power up, dumping it with Word of Glory to bring you back. At level 74, 1 full Holy Power will pretty much take me from empty to full health. So if I get into any serious trouble, I'm going to throw up my Divine Protection, which will help take some of the heat off of me. And if I think I'm really going to get into trouble, I drop Ardent Defender, which can save me from time to time. But rarely that's the case. If I know I've got 2 Holy Power and I've got a 3rd one coming up soon, I know I'm in pretty good shape because the Holy Power is going to bring me back. Other than that, I'm just walking backwards so I can maintain my shield blocking on the targets. Every once in a while you'll notice I look over my shoulder to make sure I'm moving into the next patch of mobs successfully. If I miss one, as I do right here, I'll go and grab them. I'll use Taunt to grab mobs at a distance sometimes. I generally will not throw my shield for 2 reasons. One, because it's part of my normal attack rotation and I don't want to screw up my rotation. But also because if I throw my shield at a faraway mob, it's just going to slow the mob down and take them longer to get to me. And that's not necessarily an effective way of pooling for this particular situation. Grabbing mobs and dragging them along is important because you want to keep the mobs constantly on you as much as possible. If you don't have any mobs on you, then that means you are not gaining experience. So you have to keep moving, but you don't want to move so fast that you drag mobs too far from their original spawn point, or else they will just run back. So it takes a little bit of time to get the timing down to kind of get a feel for how quickly you can move. The higher the level you are, the faster you can move because the more mobs you can handle. When I was level 70, I did this exact area using the exact same technique, and I had to move a lot slower because I could only handle 4 or 5 mobs at once before they would overwhelm me. But as I started gaining levels, I was able to move through much quicker because I could grab very many more mobs at once and still manage to stay alive. That'd also be very gear dependent as well. In case you're wondering what my rotation is, it's basically going to be Hammer of Righteous, followed by my Judgment, back to Hammer of the Righteous, followed by either my Shield Throw or my Holy Wrath, depending on which one is on cooldown. Then I will go back to my Hammer of the Righteous, followed by my Word of Glory. Then I will just basically rotate back and forth with that exact same rotation, only difference being I will alternate between Holy Wrath and my Shield Throw, depending on which one is on cooldown. Lastly, I will say this. You will not see me looting anything during this. You can certainly stop after each group and loot if you want, but considering that this is just an alt for me, it slows me down, so I don't loot. I basically just kill as much as I can and run this continual rotation. Doing one complete circuit of this particular area here will garner me approximately 10% of a total level each time, and it takes me less than 10 minutes to do a complete rotation if I'm not looting. And so to me, it's a very effective way to just quickly level. You can do this from 1 to about 75 pretty comfortably before the experience will start to not become worth it, in which case you'll want to move on to a different area. If you have any questions or would like to know what my build is or my glyphs, I use pretty much the standard tanking build and tanking glyphs. But certainly if you have any other questions or would like to know anything specific, feel free to leave comments. Thank you for watching.